WBA welterweight champion Keith Runtime Thurman basically says he wants no smoke with Boogeyman Bud, aka Terence Crawford. Tap in.
Alright, I'm ready. They know when I was down, now they see I bounce back. Now they all in their feelings. My partner told me, King, don't worry about that. Said it's time to make a killing. It's a new day, getting new money, but I don't fuck with new niggas. I'm just sticking to the business and the money is the mission, about to stack it to the ceiling. Now they all in their feelings. So you mad, bro? Now they all in their feelings. Tell me got them all in their feelings. All in their feelings. So you mad, now they all in their feelings. Tell me what you mad for? All in their feelings. All in their feelings. It's a new day, all in their feelings. Money, but I got them all in their feelings. All in their feelings. Now they all in their feelings. About to stack it to the ceiling.
Alright, so shout out to fighthype.com. They caught up with Keith Thurman and did an interview. I think it was during one of Keith Thurman's workouts. So shout out to them. I'll link the source link in the description so y'all can check out that interview. But basically, they asked Keith Thurman about Terence Crawford, and Keith Thurman, his choice of words was, he's not interested in a Terence Crawford fight. He's not interested whatsoever. He has no interest in fighting Terence Crawford. Now, for me, this isn't breaking news. This isn't something that I'm shocked by, because over the past couple of years, whenever Keith Thurman was asked about Terence Crawford, we would always get a similar response. We would always get Keith downplaying Crawford, downplaying what he's done. So when Crawford was at 140 and he announced that he was moving up to 147, back then Keith Thurman says, hey, Terence Crawford, he's a hell of a fighter. He's a great fighter, but everything that he's accomplished has been at the junior welterweight level. And he basically just tried to say, moving up to welterweight was going to be a completely different animal for Bud, and that he doesn't have any respect for Bud at the welterweight division until Bud gets some fights on his resume and actually win a title. So, fast forward. Bud fights Jeff Horn, defeats Jeff Horn very easily, and captures a WBO title. So then you go back to Keith Thurman and you say, hey, Bud has a belt now at 147. And what does Keith Thurman do? He does the same thing that he just did in this video, this interview that he just recently had with Fight Hype. He downplays Terence Crawford's victory over Jeff Horn. And the reason he tries to discredit Crawford for beating Jeff Horn is because a lot of people will make the argument that Pacquiao, after losing to Jeff Horn, was actually robbed of that fight. A lot of people think that Pacquiao should have won the decision, but hey, he didn't. If you go check out BoxRec, they have Jeff Horn as the winner. At the end of the day, that's all you can go by. But I'm going to tell you why you have to credit Terence Crawford for beating Jeff Horn. Because a lot of these top welterweights, they wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao. A lot of them still want to fight Manny Pacquiao. He's a legend of the sport. Pacquiao lost to Jeff Horn. And we all know that a lot of those welterweights that won't give Crawford credit for beating Horn, a lot of those welterweights actually jumped at the opportunity to try to fight Jeff Horn to capture that WBO title. But Crawford was the one that ended up getting the fight with Jeff Horn and beating Jeff Horn. And the reason why I say you have to give Crawford credit for beating Jeff Horn is because Bud did something that Pacquiao could not do. And that's stop Jeff Horn. That's stop Jeff Horn and not allow the fight to go to the scorecards. Had Manny Pacquiao got in the ring and knocked Jeff Horn out, we wouldn't have to worry about what had happened in the decision. And before the 12th round of the Pacquiao Horn fight, Pacquiao was getting roughed up. I do believe Pacquiao won that fight, but Pacquiao was getting roughed up. Bud Crawford, on the other hand, he stops Jeff Horn and he makes it look easy. There wasn't one point in that fight where Crawford looked uncomfortable. It wasn't one point in that fight where Crawford looked like he had been hurt. He beat Jeff Horn easily. So you have to give him credit for beating Jeff Horn. But we will continue to allow Keith Thurman to use as an excuse to not fight Crawford, because in the end, that's all that really is. It's an excuse. So then Keith Thurman comes back. He fights Josecito Lopez. He says 2019 is his get back year. I'm not going to fight Terence Crawford until 2020. I'm not going to fight Errol Spence until 2020. This is my get back year. So how do you go from I'm not fighting Terence Crawford until 2020 to now I'm just not interested in fighting Terence Crawford? And speaking of Errol Spence, when it comes to the welterweight division, everybody's like, oh, Terence Crawford should have signed with PBC. He'll have all these welterweights lined up. Speaking on Errol Spence, when it comes to the welterweight division, I honestly feel like after he fights Sean Porter in the welterweight division, he's going to find himself in the same situation that Crawford is in. Because everybody wants to see Errol Spence fight the winner of Pacquiao and Thurman. But sadly, I really feel like whoever wins between Pacquiao and Thurman, neither one of those guys is going to fight Errol Spence next. So, in the welterweight division, what is Errol Spence going to do? He's either going to have to finally fight Terence Crawford, or he's going to have to fight a low-level opponent at the welterweight division. His last option is to just say forget the welterweight division and move up to 154, where he has a lot of great fights, or dare to be great and move up to 160 and fight Canelo. But after he fights Sean Porter at the welterweight division, all of these so-called great fighters on PBC that he has available, they're not going to want to fight him. I honestly don't believe they're going to want to fight Errol Spence Jr. He's going to find himself in the same situation as Bud Crawford at 147 pounds. Back to Keith Thurman. So now he's not interested in fighting Terence Crawford, and I just feel like that is completely ridiculous. How can you call yourself a champion? How can you be a champion if you don't want to fight the other champions? This is the sport of boxing. We're here to prove that you're the best, right? And we all know the old cliche saying, in order to be the best, you got to fight the best. And you're not interested in fighting a guy who is arguably the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. You were very interested in fighting Danny Garcia when he moved up from 140 to 147. You said when Danny Garcia moved up to 147, that fight intrigued you because of what Danny Garcia had accomplished. What's more accomplishing than Terence Crawford at 140 becoming undisputed, winning all 4 belts in the junior welterweight division? Undisputed. We hadn't seen undisputed in the past 11 years until Terence Crawford came along. Why are you not intrigued to fight that guy if you claim you are the best? I honestly feel like Keith Thurman, I really feel like he's never going to fight Terence Crawford. I really feel like he's never going to fight Errol Spence. And if he beats Manny Pacquiao, I think he's going to say, oh, I need another tune-up fight. Or I just don't honestly don't see him fighting Manny Pacquiao and then going straight into another tough fight with an Errol Spence Jr. or Terence Boogeyman Bud Crawford. And if he loses to Manny Pacquiao, I honestly think he might retire. If he doesn't retire, he's definitely going to go back to fighting low-level name fighters. And we're never going to see Keith Thurman fight Terence Crawford or Errol Spence Jr. But that's all I got for now. I'm gone. So I haven't been on YouTube much lately. I originally created this channel for music. I was once an aspiring artist, but through life's twists and turns, pursuing music is no longer a dream of mine. However, I will still upload new music every now and then. I am working on a new album. It's called In Case You Forgot. But constantly putting out new music is a thing of the past for me now. On this channel, I will be focusing mostly on boxing talk. So if you are a fan of music, hip-hop in particular, or if you're a boxing fan, please tap in. When I say tap in, I mean hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can get all the notifications for all new videos that I drop on the channel. And last but not least, I want to shout out the channels that inspired me to start giving my thoughts and views on what's going on in the boxing world and reporting some of the breaking news of what's going on in the boxing world. So shout out to those guys: Dante's Boxing Nation, Boxing Ego, Blue Blood Sports TV, Goodfellas Sports TV, Famous Athletics, and Gym Boxing. Salute. There's a lot of other channels that I watch and get my boxing knowledge from, but these are the guys that I literally watch and listen to every single day. So be sure to subscribe to all those guys as well. They put out great content every day. And like I said, man, just tap in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and I'm out.